I keep failing repeatedly. Recently, I had a conversation with a woman who was repeatedly experiencing the same disappointment. In these kinds of conversations, my antennas automatically extend and I absorb the energies. Sometimes it happens immediately, other times it happens in the following days when images related to the situation come up and I feel what is hidden behind it. Usually, I don't see the exact point of origin. That's the work we do after the conversation. While we talk, I gather information that we then look at and resolve in a constellation or reading. So we were sitting there talking, and I listened what the origin of repetitions could be. Here are 8 points I have complied. This could be: first, from beliefs; second, from traumas from which deeply rooted beliefs also arise; third, from karmic issues and multidimensional beings; fourth, from dark energies from other worlds that attach to us; fifth, from curses; sixth, from lost twins in the womb; seventh, from wanting to balance something for someone in the ancestral line; eighth, from absorbing collective themes. When I mentioned point 7, balancing something for someone in the ancestral line, something intense happened. Suddenly, a pigeon flew through the open door into the living room, hit the opposite window's mosquito net, turned, and flew back out through the door. We were so startled and I screamed. It felt like an attack. Now, one could say the woman is crazy to believe that the pigeon flew in right at that moment and exactly when I was talking about the ancestors. Because it was at that point when I felt that the cows might lie there. Additionally, the woman's facial feature changed briefly. I experience this very often in constellations. When we reach the essence, suddenly there is a lot of noise outside. Airplanes, trucks, motorcycles, garbage, trucks, and then it becomes quiet again. This even happens when I do my own energetic healings and reach the point that needs healing. It feels as if some invisible energy or beings want to prevent healing and liberation. From my point of view, these are the dark energies. Unfortunately, it's not just one point that prevents us from our life energy. Often it's a combination, because everything we have experienced and done has consequences and is interconnected. So, what do we do with this now? You can think about it if you haven't already figured out what the repetitions in your life are. I will give you a few examples of what this could be, but I'm sure you already know that. This could be losing money or people over and over again, or ending relationships, or losing a job, or projects that fail, or becoming ill, or accidents, or moving again and again, or always starting something new and never finishing it. These are just a few examples. Now I will say something about each point. If you'd like, listen attentively and feel which of the points resonates with you the most. It could be an uncomfortable feeling, a dislike or rejection to hear this, a tightening in the chest or heart, a shiver, hair standing up, or a distraction in the moment when you hear this. Perhaps you already have a very personal feeling about issues that are arising. So let's begin. First, beliefs. We all have them. They show up in the repetition of situations. Beliefs can be inherited from the ancestral line or formed from experiences we have lived. There are obvious and hidden beliefs. An obvious belief is, for example, when someone says themselves, I'm dumb, fat, stupid, etc. A hidden belief is, for example, when someone says, I want to earn more money and doesn't succeed. Then there could be an internal belief like, rich people are arrogant, or we've always lived in poverty, or I don't deserve to earn more money. Both can be unconscious, even if we say some of them every day. Beliefs are, in part, deeply ingrained convictions that we have internalized so much that we don't even notice them, but we live them every day. Here are a few examples of beliefs. You can't trust anyone. I am always to blame. No one understands me. Everyone rejects me. I can never do what I want. And there are many, many more. Second, traumas. Traumas are not just extreme external experiences, but also situations we have lived through that have caused us intense inner distress. The fact is, if we don't process them, they continue to affect us, cutting us off from our life energy. I imagine that through traumas, we split off parts of our personality, or they are in a way dead, because the life energy was frozen at the time of trauma. In these splits, other energies or entities can enter and manipulate us. Additionally, we are generally more susceptible to manipulation by people, advertising, the news, and other things. Third, karmic issues. There are people who say there is no karma. If there is no past or future and everything is now, and we are multidimensional, then this may be true. I call it, instead of karma, parallel lives and consequences. I can only speak from my own experience. I have seen some of my parallel lives, and it made sense in relation to what I've experienced and I'm experiencing in this life. I believe that the effects of my actions, my growth, and my liberation here affect the other multidimensional parts of me, and vice versa. If I free myself here, I also free my soul parts in other densities or dimensions. Fourth, dark energies from other worlds. As I mentioned in the trauma topic, these are the energies that enter the splits between the heart and the fragmented part. This means the more fragmented parts we have, the more space there is for other beings. Partners who are possessed by these beings and behave very manipulatively are also known as guardians. These are the people who hold us back and don't allow us to move forward. We allow ourselves to be manipulated by them and get stuck in situations that no longer serve us. Dark energies or beings can appear to us in the form of accidents, illnesses, misfortunes, losses, financial troubles, attacks of all kinds, and more. That's why it's very advisable to do a daily energetic cleaning and one before sleep. I do this at least once a day. In the description of this podcast, you will find a text for daily energetic cleaning that you can use independently. As soon as the homepage is ready, I will make the documents available there too. Fifth, curses. The most common way to manifest repetitions is through curses. Where I grew up, people cursed a lot in daily life. These words are energy and have power. I remember one Sunday when the woman and the children went to church. My grandmother cursed a lot, all day long. That Sunday she went to confession. As soon as she came out of church, she started cursing again. This really confused me as a 5-year-old. I thought that after confession, one should behave better. A stronger form is when someone, out of anger and disappointment, curses. We once had a case where in a car wash station at a garage, the employee kept getting sick. Then a new person arrived and they also kept getting sick. In a constellation, we discovered that the land where this facility was built once belonged to an old man. He had been cheated out of his land. In his anger, he had cursed the land in relation to water. I don't remember exactly what. This energy was still bound to the place. After resolving it, a sound system was installed that constantly played classic music for the water. We know the effect music has on water. If you don't know, look up Masaru Emoto on the internet. On my website, I will upload a course on how to clean and inform water. I do this, and some people have asked me, what kind of water is this? Because it tastes different, better. An even more extreme form is when through conscious rituals, witchcraft, voodoo, and other practices, someone intentionally tries to harm another. In constellations, we've already resolved several of these cases. Sixth, lost twin in the womb. There have been many early miscarriages where one of the twins or multiples passed away without the mother noticing. The surviving embryo experienced the death of its sibling as traumatic, which it really is. It feels very helpless and later very lonely. As a human on this earth, it may happen that you feel alone or always want to help, feel guilty, develop sadness to the point of depression, and have addictions to numb the pain. Some even have parts of the deceased embryo incorporated into their bodies. Seventh, balancing something for someone in the ancestral line. From my experience, this is one of the most common reasons we repeatedly fail at the same thing. Imagine the family system as a mobile. Everyone is connected. If one of our ancestors didn't fare well or did something bad, it pulls down at that point. Later, another member of subsequent generations tries to balance it out and carries the burden or pays in one way or another to maintain the balance. Eighth, absorbing collective themes. I believe We all can feel each other, but some people perceive it more strongly. Very sensitive people feel what is happening energetically in the collective. It might be that you wake up in the morning and suddenly, for no reason, feel in a bad mood, or experience an inexplicable sadness or anger. I find it difficult to pinpoint this exactly, because there are also other influences: possessions, energy weapons, radiations to artificially create certain emotions, just to name a few. When we go on astral journeys at night, while our physical body sleeps, we also bring energies with us. We are constantly around people and take on their energies, and they take ours. That's why daily energetic cleaning is very important. Vera Birkenbiel once said that what one person suppresses, the other person expresses. It seems logical to me that we often don't know why we feel so strange. If, for example, your partner suppresses anger because it wasn't allowed in their family, it may be you who express it. If they don't allow sadness because it led to rejection in their family, it may be you who cries. This is like unconscious empathy. Energy doesn't get lost. It can only be transformed. So I believe this is what I could share, and I had experience with all these forms. One can free themselves by looking at the issues and resolving them. And this is a constant work, which requires discipline but brings relief and peace. The best thing is to start right now, doing what we can, perceiving, observing, accepting, experiencing or processing, and resolving for ourselves and for the children, for the now and for the future. I can do this. You can do this. Together, we are the change. With love and gratitude. Now.